It's been reported that this year the Property Ombudsman has received more complaints against estate agents than last year, even though the number of transactions is actually down on last year. Despite the recent buying frenzy, we did have months and months of stagnation in the property market due to the lockdown, etc. So why is this? One of the most common reasons people contact the Property Ombudsman to complain about estate agents is, more often than not, unreasonable terms in their contract. Although there are many estate agents out there who operate decently and ethically, sadly there are a few who do exploit the small print to take advantage of you, the client, and tie you in ways that you may not have agreed to initially. It's not enough for you to get a verbal confirmation from an agent about your liability at the end of the contract. You must get it in writing. So do not be afraid to ask direct questions, such as, if you do not sell my property within this period of 10, 20 weeks, whatever it may be, and I give you notice to leave, will I be liable for any expenses whatsoever? And get a yes or a no in black and white, preferably by email, and keep that handy in case. Because I've had it recently with a former client. He was with a large national chain, signed up for 24 weeks, which is a long period, plus 28 days notice. He did get verbal confirmation from the agent that at the end of the period, if they did not sell his property, he would not be liable for anything. Once he gave his notice, he received a stroppy email from them that they had taken it for granted that they would market his property until it was sold, and as he will be leaving, he's liable for out-of-pocket expenses, and it was a lot of money that they were asking for from him. They were bullying him. They were bullying an old man, and it was absolutely disgraceful. Although this chap didn't take it lying down, he filed a complaint with the Property Ombudsman. The local trading standards are investigating it, and the clause that he referred to has so far been seen by 3 solicitors, and they all agree that it does not make it clear that he's liable, but it is intentionally worded to deceive. That is out of order. So crucially, in the most important period is the first 14 days when you sign the contract, your cooling off period. Ask direct questions from the estate agent and demand them responses by email before you sign. If you ask these questions at the time that you sign and they do not respond to your questions by email and give you an answer, you must cancel that contract before the 14-day period. Otherwise, you are tied to that agent for months, and that is unethical. If that you do have any doubts about anything once you sit down and read that contract after the agent has left, copy the contract and forward it to trading standards with your concerns and ask their opinion. Do not allow yourself to be cornered into an unfair contract, because this is the reason that people's respect for estate agents is so low. Indeed, if you were to take a look at this year's Veracity Index, estate agents rank 3rd from the bottom. We rank below bankers, politicians and journalists. That's not good, and this is the reason. So be very, very careful, and I cannot emphasize it enough. If you have any doubts, address them within the 14-day period and then cancel. If you are already tied in and you're giving notice and you are then almost threatened by the prospect of possibly being liable for dual fees, bear in mind that agents often try to exploit the fact that your new buyers with your new agent may have been to them and been introduced by them previously, and that they are eligible for their fee. The legal definition of an agent introducing a buyer is not that the buyer may be called them and inquired about your property while you were with them. It is the agent who conducted the first viewing. And from that point, the agent who conducted the first viewing will have a right to demand their fee if you sell the house to that particular person within 2 years if you do not instruct another agent. However, at the end of the notice period, if you instruct another agent, if that buyer should proceed to buy your house within 6 months, yes, the previous agent will be eligible for their commission, but only the people who they actually brought on the first viewing. So make sure you have details of who was brought round, their names, the dates, the times, everything. Have all of those so that you can then respond to the agent and say, you did not conduct the first viewing with these clients and therefore you are not eligible for your fee. And in the event that you do get a demand for their fee from an agent, then print off their demand, print off the details of the people who actually came round, and file that and forward that as a complaint to the Property Ombudsman and to the trading standards, because they do not have a right to demand a fee from you if they did not conduct a viewing. I hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video.